Hello, my name is Ashish Rana, and today I am going to present a digital intelligence and OSINT presentation. From this presentation, you will learn about digital intelligence and OSINT framework. So let's start. So, what is digital intelligence? Digital intelligence is essential in the world that is riding on the back of digitization. That is why developing skill and competitions related to informations and communication technologies, that is ICT, which goes far beyond knowing how to use a smartphone or a tablet. Much we want on the priorities for society in general and for the education sector in particular. Today's world is not same as 20 years ago, and tomorrow world will not look like today either. Digitalization has transformed our way of thinking, feeling, and living, and its evolution is so exciting, and that change, which can once the expectation, has become the norm. So change management has emerged as a basic skill for people in 21st century. But far more important than this is digital intelligence. What to be developed necessarily requires destructive education. So, what is digitization of education? Education is one of the fields where digitization has had the greatest impact. ICT has been incorporated into classroom and homes. What in additions to the tools, the key question is how can we educate people for the world of the today and tomorrow? Because developing digital intelligence goes far beyond operating a mobile device. The essential thing is to equip people with the necessary skills to cope with digital life. The second is the internet has made access to education universal, but is not equal everywhere because the digital divide. Online education, for example, has become an alternative to face education, not helping classes to continue during the COVID 19 pandemic, but also fostering lifelong learning. So, what is basically digital intelligence? According to the DQ Institute, which coined the term in 2019, has subsequently launched the child movement with the World Economic Forum. Digital intelligence, the sum of the social, emotional, and cognitive classes skills that enable peoples to meet the challenges and demands of digital life. It also points out of that these challenges do not increase because of the devices we use for rather because of experiences to which give us access. The second is digital intelligence will become vital for developing the digital skills and digital profiles that this century demands. The goal for educators before they go to beyond thinking of the ISCT as a new educational platforms and to foster their students. Now, the digital intelligence without intelligence is one more exposed to cyberbullying, ID theft, and fake news. The sum of social, emotional, and cognitive skills that enable people to meet the challenges and demands of digital life that we already discovered in the previous PPT. So, what are the levels of digital intelligence? Digital intelligence can be divided into three levels. The first level is digital citizenship. It uses technology and digital media safely and responsibly or efficiently. The second level is digital creativity. Creates new content and turn ideas into reality through the use of digital tools. The third is use digital media and technologies to solve global challenges or create new opportunities. Now, what are the capabilities of digital intelligence? Digital identity creates and manage on online identity and reputation. This includes understanding your online personality and managing the short and long term impact of your online presence. Digital use. It uses digital devices and media with ease, including self monitoring to achieve a healthy balance between your online and offline life. The third is digital security. Avoid and limit online risks, that is cyberbullying, grooming, etc., as well as problematic content, that is violence or obscene content, among others. The third is digital protection. Detect cyber threats, that is privacy, scams, malware, etc. Understand the best practices and use appropriate security tools for data protection. Digital emotional intelligence. Be empathic and build healthy online relationships with other people. Digital communication. Communicate and collaborate with other peoples using digital technologies and media. Digital literacy. Find, evaluate, use, share, and create content and develop computational thinking. And the last one is digital rights. To understand this and defining digital rights, that is to privacy, in, intellectual property, freedom of expression, and protection against hate speech, among others. So that's the capabilities. Now we will discuss about the 8 basic skills of digital intelligence. The first skill is digital citizenship identity. Build the identity and manage its overall in healthy way in an online environment. The second is screen time management. Use self-monitoring to manage the time spent on online games and social media. The third is cyberbullying management. Identity situations of harassment on the internet and have the ability to handle them wisely. The fourth is cybersecurity management. Manage cyber attacks and protect your data by creating secure password. The fifth is privacy management. It handle personal information shared online discreetly in order to protect your privacy. The sixth is critical thinking. Distinguishes between true and false information, between healthy and harmful content, and between reliable and questionable contents. The seventh is digital fingerprints. Understand the nature of digital fingerprints, how to manage them responsibly, and their consequences in real life. The last is digital empathy. Shows empathy to for the needs and feelings for both yourself and others in an online environment. So now we have to move on. The open source intelligence tool. First of all, what is OSN? It is a multi-factor methodology for collecting, analyzing, and making decisions about data accessible in publicly available sources to be used in an intelligence context. OSINT is primarily used in national security, law enforcement, and business intelligence function, and is of value of analysts who use non-sensitive intelligence in answering classified, unclassified, or proprietary intelligence requirements across the previous intelligence disciplines. OSINT sources can be divided up to 6 different categories of information flow. The first is media, prints, newspaper, magazines, radio, and television from across and between countries. The second is internet, online publications, blogs, discussion groups, citizen media, that is cell phone, videos, and user created content, YouTube, and other social media websites, that is, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. This source also outspaces a variety of other sources due to its timeliness and ease of access. Public government data. Public government reports, budgets, hearings, telephone directories, press conferences, websites, and speeches. Although this source comes from an official source, they are publicly accessible and may be used openly and freely. Professional and academic publications. Information acquired from journals, conferences, symposia, academic papers, and theses. Commercial data, commercial imaginary, financial and industrial assessment and databases. The last is grey literature, technical reports, patents, working papers, business documents, unpublished works, and newsletters. The OSINT is distinguished from research in that it applies the process of intelligence to create tailored knowledge supportive of a specific decision by a specific individual or group. The OSINT can be collected with or without tools available online. The online tools available in Google's, that is OSINT framework. Now, what is pi data? The previously dis- the previously we have studied in PPT that name, ID, date of birth, address, phone number, ID number, IP address, MAC addresses, account number, and password. These are the data that can be collected from the OSINT framework, and it's an online tool. Now, we have to move a deep study about the OSINT, and we will discuss in further slides. Now, what is OSINT basically? The collection of information about an individual or about any firm, can be passive, active, semi-passive. First, the collection of data. The second is processing of data. The third, exploitation. And fourth, production. In collection, we have to acquire, store data by signing up by API key. Processing, data translation, format normalization, and deluxification. Exploitation, connecting the dots, analyzing, best tool in Magleto. Now, what is Puppet Socks? The fake account with fake information, mostly used for passive investigation. Famous tools such as Tor and VPN will be easily detected. The fourth, always have multiple socks. What is exit data? The photos data contains a tons of information about cameras and potentially where the pictures was taken. GPS coordination. The EXIF stands for Exchangeable Image File Format. Every time you take a picture with your digital camera or phone, a file, typically a GPG, is returned to your device storage. Is standard and specific that formats for images, sounds, and ancillary tags used by digital cameras, scanners, and other system handling images and sound. files recorded by digital cameras. EXIF is supported by almost all camera manufacturers. The metadata tags defined the EXIF standards cover a broad spectrum. Camera settings, the include setting information such as the camera model and make and information that varies with each image such as orientation, aperture, shutter sound, focal length, metering mode, and ISO speed information. Image matrices, pixel, dimensions, resolution, color space, and file size. Data and time information. Digital cameras will record the current date and time and save this in the metadata. Location information. A thumbnail for reviewing the pictures on the camera's LCD screen in file managers or in photo manipulation software. Now, what is GPS coordinations or geolocations? The EXIF formats has standard tags for location information. As of 2014, many cameras and mobile phones have a built-in GPS receiver that stores the location information in the EXIF header when a picture is taken. Some other cameras have a separate GPS receiver that fits into the flash connector or horseshoe. Recorded GPS data can also be added to any digital photograph on a computer either by correlating the timestamps on the photographs with a GPS record from a handheld GPS receiver or manually by using a map or mapping software. Some cameras can be paired with cell phones to provide the geolocation. The process of adding geographic information to a photograph is known as geotagging. Photo sharing communities like Panorama, Local, and Flickr equally allows their user to upload geocoded pictures or to add geolocation information online. Some of the examples are the exit data for the photo made with the typical digital camera. Notice that authorship and copyright information is generally not provided in the camera's outputs, so it must be filled in during later stages of processing. Some programs, such as Conan Digital Photo Professional, allow the name of the owner to be added to the cameras itself. Now, what is EXIF audio files? It's also the part of EXIF data. EXIF specification describes the RIFF file format used for WAV audio files and defines a number of tags for storing meta information such as artist, copyright, creation date, and more in these files. The following table gives an example of EXIF information about in a WAV file written by the Pentax Optio WP digital camera. So, thank you everyone. That's all about the OSI net and digital intelligence. Hope you enjoy it.